Hello, hello. All right, so I was I honestly thought that I had done the thing where I'd streamed too late for everybody to be here. But hey, hello, hello, Canuck. Hello, hello, Yag. Welcome in. I am gonna be messing around with some weird attempts at concepts tonight. We'll see. We shall see. But I think I'm getting better. I'm still doing like the YouTube streams. I don't know if anybody's gonna watch them. But I might start trying to do a couple where I just stream there. I don't know if it's a bad idea. Either way, though, you're always working on something weird, Yag. Most of the time, weird music. I'm getting better at like making something that's not well. To be fair, it's basically the same thing every time. I just move the character and change the text. But hey, it's a thumbnail, and it's better than what I used to do for thumbnails. So, mm, see, but yeah, you need to remember that for me, I don't listen to music. So it being music makes it weird. Unless it's an anime OP. No, I don't. Ah, uh, yes and no. Okay. Actually before I start hopping in steps. So I've been, to be completely honest, number one, I've been down a rabbit hole of messing with an editing thing that I really need to actually like. God, it's like almost done. It's almost done. I just realized I should have finished that today. But yeah, editing thing that is like 2700 frames or something stupid, and I had to render it like 10 times. But ignoring that, I've also been trying to come up with some concept designs for Valve stuff, and I've been personally relatively stumped, to be completely honest. So the main one that has had me stumped is the Kobold, which is one I have open here. I have an idea when it comes to the head, and then I have no freaking idea what to do with the rest of it. So I may mess with this tonight, but to make it easier on myself, I am going to take the easy way and work on something else for a little bit. Specifically, I figured that I will do kind of what I told Fal I'd do, which is just hop between a bunch of the mobs. And one that I think could be interesting to mess with is there is a. Fal said I was okay. Yeah, Fal said I was okay mention all of them. There are giant spiders as one of the mobs, so I figured, let's be dumb and try and make one of those. Cause why the heck not? What could ever go wrong? Good old 2 a.m. Yeah, I would have thought you would have been asleep at this point, Canuck. What are you still doing up? Let me bring that up. And then let's select all of these. Bring them down. And should just be a matter of this. Okay. And pull this up. That is at least a base for a spider, if nothing else. Oh, I need to turn connected only on. Okay, fair. God, how long were you at Goodwill? Does it take that long for you to, like, find stuff at Goodwill? To be fair, I guess it took me a decent while when I was there. When I was still having my Goodwill not be terrible. I don't know if this is a good way in any way to do a spider. I'm just kind of doing the, like, bare minimum of what comes to mind when I think spider. So this will probably be a thing that just gets completely scrapped in like 10 minutes. Let's turn off clipping and shrink that. Bring that up. Dang! Okay, yeah, you just got like every item. Okay, duplicate that. Honestly, it will be kind of funny, but I don't know. Maybe. I can see the Toy Story idea though, for sure. Although definitely nowhere near as good. It is still kind of crazy. If I remember correctly, I actually saw something recently that was like Toy Story was, and this might be wrong or I might be remembering it wrong, but it was like something like Toy Story was like the first movie. Oh, I'm gonna mess this up. Pixar did. I'm pretty sure Toy Story is Pixar, and I'm probably getting that wrong. But it was just something about how like it's a. Oh, okay, I didn't get it wrong. Nice. It was just crazy to me to think that that's like a first movie. Now, to be fair, I know that like the Pixar thing is like it was a bunch of industry vets, whatever, but like, or I think that's what I understood from the video I was watching it on. But that's still crazy to me. Like, first movie. That's the kind of whatever you get. That is absolutely crazy. That's actually not bad for a spider, although it is very much like a super cartoony one, which I don't think I want to go with. Let me see. Okay, first, okay, that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense, Yag. Arachnophobia mode. I actually don't know what the. I feel like you. This may have been something me and you chatted about, and you may have showed me, but I do not know what the arachnophobia mode is. So maybe. Okay. The only thing I'm not the biggest fan of is the connection between them. Mark root. And then the legs definitely feel super duper cartoony. Grab all this. And subdivide. And then Control A. It's a little better. Oh boy. What do we got? Oh boy. Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's not a spider, arachnophobes. God, I remember hearing something about like the grounded arachnophobia mode from somebody. I didn't realize it was just that. That is kind of hilarious. I cannot lie. But I also feel bad for arachnophobes because I feel like that's not gonna really, it's not really gonna help. I could be very wrong about that though, so I don't know. That's the highest? Dang. I mean, they tried to include it. I definitely feel like it doesn't really, like, it still looks like a spider. Oh, well, that's good at least. I don't know. To me, that just looks like somebody slapped spider eyes on like a grape, pretty much. Fair. I do remember like the spiders in Grounded are pretty horrifying, and I'm not even like I don't even have anything. I'm good. Oh, actually, are you God? 'Cause I'm modeling this. I can't remember. Are you good with spiders? To be fair, I don't know how much this actually looks like a spider enough to whatever, but like whatever check with you, Canuck. Are you good? Because I can't remember if you're arachnophobe or not. Because I know you were messing with that setting, which makes me think maybe. God, it's so awkward. Just like ask, whatever. Because I don't want to model something that's gonna like actually be whatever. Okay, just making sure. Just making extra sure. I think for a layout of a spider, this isn't that bad. It's not good either. This bit probably doesn't need to be there. Actually, maybe it does. That looks pretty goofy. Oh, ouch. Yeah, no, that does not sound fun at all. Like, oof. Yeah, I honestly cannot get liking spiders. Because, no thanks. I know there's ones that are just like, you're good, whatever, but, eh. Uh, like on my iPhone. I don't know. I'll be honest. Mobile is something that I am very much like on PC, I kind of know my way around, but as soon as you give me a phone, I'm like, oh god, now I have to sort through the fine phone menus. So unfortunately, I do not know that much when it comes to mobile. That sounds useful if I'm understanding it correctly, though. I think. So I'll be interested to see if somebody's implemented it for sure. I don't know if it's default, though, unfortunately. Yeah, welcome to the tech supporter life. Right? Like, the only real things I can tell people about are, like, programming, 3D printers, and 3D modeling. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. That's, like, basically all I can tell people about. But the amount of times, and to be fair, I've said that I will try, so this is on me as well, but the amount of I just crashed Blender, and I don't have my browser open because I forgot to do it. Okay, scuffed whatever now. But the amount of times people ask me about frickin' printers. And to be fair, I try, right? But there's a reason that printer on fire is still a default error code in a bunch of programming languages. Because printer on fire is way too freaking common. Or some equivalent. It just never ends. It's always a printer on fire. For a while, installed. You just gotta make sure to tell them not to install it if the random guy from Microsoft calls, or like don't let them use it. God, okay, actually, whatever story, I actually kind of they didn't actually get me with anything, but I kind of fell for one of the old like, yes, download TeamViewer because you have a virus that we must solve thing. Unfortunately, they didn't actually get anything from me, but they definitely tried. To be fair, the whole time I was super whatever, and I was like, so how do I know you're from Microsoft? And then I would ask again and again, and the guy just ignored me. I probably shouldn't have downloaded it at that point. Yeah, honestly, if I had had them call at any time since then, unfortunately, I don't actually have my own phone number. But as soon as I get one, I am 100% looking into how to set up like a good way to do scam baiting. Cause oh boy, is it fun to watch what people can mess with scammers with. It is hilarious to think of what you can screw with them with, and it means they can scam less people. Win-win. What do they say to that? That, I feel like, would be hilarious to know. Honestly, though, like, I've had some actively kind of mean scammers call some of my family before. Like, bit of a friggin' pissing or annoying ass story is, I think a few years back, or this might have been a while back, I can't remember. My sense of time sucks. If you couldn't tell from my incredibly accurate BRB estimates, my sense of time sucks. But anyway, however long ago, during like, I think it was during tax season, some, like, I'm pretty sure it was literally just like generic Indian call center scammer called up my mom and essentially was like, something like you haven't paid your taxes and the RCMP is going to come for you if you don't send us money or something. Which, at the time, Like that was not as common a thing. They hang up instantly. That's incredible. But yeah, no. Like the guy actually kind of scared me and my family because we were like, wait, what? What? That can't be a thing, right? Thankfully, if I remember correctly, I like went on my computer and Googled it, and I was just like, oh, thank God, because like I think it had just been a very popular thing for scammers to call that season, because on the Canada Revenue site there was a like essentially like a bulletin being like, you may get scammers, do not believe them. And then I was like, the RCMP's probably not going to come and like do whatever, because that would probably be a big old waste of their time. But damn if it was not freaky. It was damn if it was not. Okay. That does sound fun though. I always debate between either one, mess with them and get them to hang up, or two, the old like scam bait them for however long you can. Because I know there's like freaking YouTubers that literally just scam bait scammers for like hours on end. It is very hilarious watching them just come up with the dumbest reasons to take longer to do stuff. I think the main one I know, I don't think it's the only one, but and I may have chatted about them before, but Scammer Payback, which is a guy that goes by the name Pierogi to avoid the scammers knowing who the heck he is, because goddamn, they're actually kind of terrifying. He like went, or so a couple of YouTubers he knows, he like collabed with them, and they went to, oof, what was it? It was India, duh. Yeah, most of them are unfortunately in India, which kind of sucks because it means that there's the whole stereotypical Indian thing. Even though, as far as I've seen, as people like to clarify, they don't like it either. Like normal people over there do not like that is an actual industry for obvious reasons. Like, God, that's just such a terrible industry. The fact that it is an industry is why. I mean, unfortunately, I kind of know why, but I hate it. Oh boy, we got a wall. Yes. Oh. No, no, Canuck, you do not have to. You do not have to apologize for that rant. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. I no, I would not say Desperation Wolf. I mean, in one way, yes, but in another way, it's literally just because it's like one of the, as far as I understand it, it's like one of the actually quite common jobs in India that actually just pays a decent amount. 'Cause fuck if they get paid a decent amount anywhere else. Like I still remember, there was a thing with, I think it was OpenAI, and this is a bit of a scary thing with AI. They have to have people look through the training sets to make sure that they're not feeding the AI just like terrible, terrible shit. And I'm talking like they're going to the deep dark whatevers of the internet, and people are having to read through it. Let me put it this way: they have like therapy on site, and they have to have therapy on site for those companies. But obviously, it's in like India, so they're paid basically nothing, and the therapy exists just so that they can say it exists. So, like, I'm not going to say I agree with scamming, but when there are jobs like that as an alternative, pretty much, yeah, exactly. Like, they just rent a part of a building to make it seem like they're a legitimate business and try and hide for a bit. It just absolutely sucks. But unfortunately, it is quite lucrative for terrible reasons. Okay. I think this one's already better than the first attempt I did. Maybe I should grab out the clock and just, like, speed model some of these. Maybe. What do you think, everybody? Okay. I'll get better at this. What do you think, chat? That's, that will forever be a weird thing to me. Like, yeah, I know it's like the streamer thing, like, ask everybody in chat, whatever. But it feels like I'm, like, ignoring that there's actual individual people in chat, which, to be fair, is sort of the point, in my understanding anyway. I bring this up every time I mention the chat thing. I don't know. But it feels like, on the one hand, if I say a name, then I'm either putting that person on the spot or making it so that everybody else feels like they shouldn't say anything. But if I don't say a name, then I'm just, like, ignoring that everybody else is there. Right? Like, yeah, I'm just messing around with it. I'm gonna be honest, Wolf. We'll see what it ends up being. If it's above spider, it's above spider. If it's not, it's not. Let's make these go to a point. Well, I mean, I agree with you. I hated that in class too, but, like, didn't you also just hate where the teacher was like, "So, class, what do you think about this?" Right? Like, they both suck. I don't know a good option. That was probably a terrible teacher voice. Oh, actually, so fun thing. I don't know if I've told this story before, but I think I've told a couple stories of just, like, school system sucks. And if I haven't, then TLDR, school system sucks. I mean, I kind of agree with you, Wolf, but it's still not great. Right? Like, it's the quote-unquote better of two evils. Yeah, the school didn't teach much in general. But, fun story. So, I think I've chatted the whole, like, school sucks, which I think most people, when I chat to them about it, are like, yeah, yeah. And specifically a fun story. Yeah, I think it's kind of funny, honestly. Yes, but better than an absolute cluster whatever is not really better, right? Like, it's improving all the time, but improving from the worst thing ever is only so much, you know? But also I'm just, like, thinking about that because of, like, some real terrible experiences I've had. and just hilarious experiences. So, quick, like, actually really funny school story. I have had multiple situations where I've gone to a school when I was younger, and they would get mad about me bringing my shoes home. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, as in, okay, you get to go to a timeout, or I'm going to chase you around the building to take your shoes back. Kind of mad about me taking my shoes home. I still don't know why, but I will forever get a laugh about the teacher that I. Now, obviously, my memory of this is from when I was, like, really young. So I, like. No, it was, like, shoes that I bought. Like, okay, so like, some setting real quick, right? For anybody who doesn't know, let me open a new Blender file so I can do this. Because I'm crazy, only wear Crocs. I wore Crocs when I was younger. I only wear Crocs now. So I had Crocs, right? Honestly, you're not far off. Honestly, I wish I'd thought of it. But yeah, so I only wear Crocs, which are essentially those shoes that you get where they just have, like, a bunch of holes in them, right? Let me check or deselect. Right, just like get rid of faces, Crocs. Very accurate representation. So one of the main things about Crocs, which actually, why don't I just show a picture for anybody who doesn't know Crocs? So Crocs are very plasticky. They're not known for having a very good grip, at least according to most people. I honestly never had an issue, but okay. And was there a time when Crocs were the cool new thing, Andromeda? Also, welcome in. You've popped in at an incredible time while I'm telling terrible, hilarious school stories, because why not? Yeah, okay, I didn't say it was good. Alright? I took the easy way because I didn't want to actually have to poke the holes in. Wait, really? That sounds like a story I'd want to hear, Canuck. But anyway, let me finish this one. To catch you up, Andromedax, you missed the first bit. I'm currently telling a story of the first time, and not the only time, that I had one of the schools I went to that would not let me bring my shoes home. So as I was just chatting about, I basically generally wear Crocs because it's just kind of something I grew up doing, whatever. And one of the schools I was at decided that no, Crocs are not okay for gym class. I'd never had an issue, but they decided at some point that, like, no, you need to get, like, running shoes. So obviously my mom's like, okay, I guess we'll get running shoes. And then I get said running shoes, and the first day I use them in gym, I bring them to oh boy. You really want me to actually model Crocs? Maybe. But yeah, so the first day that I go to school, right? Like, I walk in, I got my Crocs, or I got my run shoe. Well, I have my okay, I have my Crocs. I take them off, and I put on my running shoes. Which for now I will just have be this, right? Incredible shoe model, right? It makes some sense, yes. I can understand that. The thing I can't understand is at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I got my shoes. Let me just take them with me, right? And let's just walk out the door, right? You got the door there. Let me just walk out the door. And then I get freaking jumped by a teacher that's like, no, you're not allowed to take your shoes home. Yep, I know you bought them, but no, they go back here. They go on the shelf. I I don't know why, and the only part of it I remember is one, they did not want to let me take my shoes home, and two, the shoes were mine, so I was very intent that I would bring them home. So I like ran around the building with my with my shoes. I just like grabbed those red shoes and went. I was going. And the sad thing is, I don't actually remember if that time I got to bring the shoes home. I don't even remember, but like it was a thing that they were mad at me for wanting to bring, because it was the first time I had running shoes. So I was like, oh, I get to like run in my running shoes when I get home. No, like literally, I asked my mom, and I've even chatted to my mom about that story more recently since that, because I remember this vividly. And she was confused too. It wasn't even like, oh yeah, your parents told us to keep your shoes here. It was just, your shoes have to stay at school because they're gym shoes. Well, they can say that, but also, I own the shoes. They don't really have a say, right? Like, now to be fair, I can somewhat understand if they made that a school policy that was like told to parents or whatever. But I actually asked my mom like more recently when I remember the story. No, like I was able to chat to her. No, that was not a policy. There's not anything. Just sorry, you don't get to bring your shoes with you. And to be fair, this was in grade 1 or 2, so I would have understood if it was a policy. You want to know what I don't understand? When it then happened in grade 4, the same thing. I was, so, fun story. Due to a myriad of things, right? Also, sorry, I agree with you, Andromeda. I forgot to respond to the power tripping teachers. Like, god damn it, I have some power tripping teachers. Uh, fair, but the thing is, I liked my Crocs, so after gym I took them off. And yes, I know that's dumb. But anyway, so it didn't just happen in like grade 1 or 2, it also happened in like grade 4. It was grade 3 or 4. At a different school with different teachers, they decided that I needed to leave my shoes there. Now, the best part of this, right? The complete best part of this is due to a lot of outside factors that maybe I'll tell a story about one of these days. I ended up in a behavioral program at a school. It was really terrible. Like, like, as in, hey, be good today. We'll give you candy at the end of the day, okay? Okay. Like that's all they did. And needless to say, I kind of looked at that and I was like, really? You bribed me with candy to be good. And I would basically always turn down the candy that they like try to force on us at the end of the day. But that's a side story. In this behavioral program, they had a like padded room they could lock for when kids like lost it, right? But the thing is, you got movie theater. I got freaking like dollar store candy. Like they bought giant ass whatever, and they just, oh my god, yeah. But so they had this timeout room, like full on. We will lock you in there if you start not listening to us, whatever. You want to know what they did? I wanted to take my shoes home, right? Normal person. I own a thing. I want to use that thing. So I tried to bring it home. So I'm waltzing to the door again, and then I get jumped by a completely different teacher that says, no, your shoes stay here. Obviously, I say, no, they're mine. Literally, I own them. They don't belong to the school. I'm not bringing home, like, school shoes. And you want to know what they did? Because I wanted to bring shoes home. They took me, right? Well, like grade 3, grade 4 kid, and they locked me in the timeout room. which is literally what they called it, which I still find hilarious. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was the timeout room. So here I am, just sitting in my little room. They lock me in, and then they like call my mom because I wanted to bring my shoes home. I don't know why or how. Pretty close. Like, they didn't put me in an actual one, but they like, end of day, I'm walking out with the shoes. They lock me in the room, and they call my mom for shoes. Like, what? Actually, sorry. I can't remember if they called my mom. It was not, actually. As far as I remember, anyway. It was not a Catholic school. Yeah, like, it's shoes. I don't understand it. I really don't. But I will forever laugh about the story of the two separate schools, like 2 years apart, that decided that shoes that their students buy belong to them. That one's kind of a funny one. And for a somewhat funny, since I'm on this tangent anyway, let me talk about another story that kind of relates to shoes somewhat. So when I was in high school, I had kind of been like there had been this period where I went from essentially I started in regular school, the behavioral stuff happened, I went back to regular school, and then I convinced something happened, I forget specifically what, but whatever happened, and I went to a like semi-online schooling thing for a couple of years. So I was completely in this like thing where it was great. Like I was speeding through tests, speeding through whatever. The teachers weren't great, but that's the story I'll tell for another day. But they decided that I hadn't done enough. And so on like my last year of high school, because I'd done it through like high school and junior high, they were like, okay, you got to go back to regular school. Sorry, not going to tell you why, but you don't get to keep doing online school. Obviously, I have literally been in this online school for like 3, 4 years at this point. So I'm a little used to it for obvious reasons. And they tell me that, and then they also don't give me a school to go to, and I'm like, well, fuck. So I kind of had to go look at schools, and I ended up picking this like big old rectangle high school that was near me, right? Big old thing. It has like a center square, whatever, right? And I go there for a bit, and it wasn't terrible, but it also was not as nice. But the story starts a bit later. So I go there for a little bit. I'm kind of adjusting to it. And then a thing happens where I manage to get my foot infected. Quite badly, like could not walk infected. And so I'm like, okay, that's fine. Let me just like email my teachers and let them know, whatever, right? Just tell my teachers, let them know, whatever. And you want to know what the teachers did? Like half of them just wouldn't even send me work. I was like the perfect student. Every day I wasn't able to go in being like, "Hey, so can I have some work to do? Cuz I'm kind of bored and like I can't walk to school today." And they're just like, "Ah, no, sorry, just come into school. Come in." And I'm sitting here, I'm like, "Huh? What do you want me to do? Like friggin' like hop on one foot all the way to school and then hop through the halls of this high school on one foot? What do you want me to do?" And then the best part is my incredible science teacher, which is actually why I got started on this whole tangent. Because I found out I won't say his full name because obviously docs whatever, but I will get a hilarious whatever out of the fact that I'm pretty sure his last name is Falcone. Which I found out by looking at like one of my schedules that I found when I was going through some boxes recently. So he's literally the Batman villain. Like, you got big old freaking Falcone dude. I'll even, like, actually put some work into this, because I find it hilarious. Selection cursor, So you got big Mr. Falcone, right? Let me do this, right? We got big Mr. Falcone. To be fair, this is literally not at all accurate, but I find it funny. So, he decides that he is not going to give me any homework for like the month that I have to stay home because my leg is infected. And then one day, right? One day I managed to hobble to school, right? Just like hoppity hop 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 on one foot. And I get to this like room they have for people that are kind of like coming off of online school, essentially. So I do that, right? And the best part is, right? Let me alt and flip that. Right? I get to this room, I hobbled on over. Big old Mr. Falcone barges on in and goes, "Oh, hey, how are you doing?" And then I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing good." And then he's like, "Oh, okay, so why aren't you in class?" For context, I've been home for almost a month with a infected foot. And the first thing this dude who wouldn't send me homework asks is, "Why aren't you in class?" Why? And I will forever tell that story, because that guy was an asshole. Like, by the time I got back to school, I missed all of the physics unit of my science class, and he just wouldn't give me the workbook. I literally was like, "Hey, I will catch up." Because I knew that if I was doing it, I would catch up. And he just said, "No, I'm not giving you it. Don't care." Why? Okay, let me actually catch up on this. I got caught. Got your locker taken away because you forgot some milk in it. What the heck? Oh boy, Wolf. Moved to the U.S. when I was in 10th, 11th grade. Oof. You had to redo high. They wanted you to redo high school. Yeah, I kind of get that sentiment. I don't think I would take redoing high school if I had the choice either. Like, no. Fuck that. Yeah, I haven't heard great stuff. To be fair, I can comment about the Canadian one forever. Yes. Oh wait, were you? Oh, I didn't set up my overlay so that I could actually see chat from YouTube. Oh, yep, I gotta fix that. Well, hello over there, Ninja. I need to actually set it up so it shows for me. I forgot. But yeah, no, I'm unfortunately not able to. I don't know a good way to get it to show on the stream. So for now, it is literally just I can see it if I remember to set it up. But that does require me to actually remember to set it up, That would be helpful. But yeah, anyway, completely random school story size tangent over. Uh, I will still forever laugh at the Falcone thing. I do appreciate the trying to go to YouTube thing. I do want to try and move there. I might actually start doing a couple like pure YouTube streams just because Twitch is being twitchy. Didn't really care. Oof. Yeah, I didn't even good old Twitchy Twitch. Anyway, let me hop back to Giant Spider. So I have now told the story. I don't know. Maybe that's just more funny to me now that I know that the guy's name was Falcone. But like, the guy's name was Falcone. Like, come on. That's hilarious. Right? Like, that can't just be me. That cannot just be me that finds that funny. Because I, like, saw the freaking schedule, and I legitimately laughed out loud when I was pulling it out of the box. Because it is incredible. Especially since he was basically evil. Worst, like, literally one of the worst teachers I ever had. Anyway. Oh, did you not hear the whole story? Okay, the TLDR is I had a teacher named Falcone, like the Batman villain, and he was pretty much the Batman villain. Okay, I'll give a quick synopsis because it was a long one. TLDR, I had an infected foot for like a month, and the teacher decided to not give me any homework for that entire month. And then when I actually got back to school once, like hobbling my way there on my infected foot that I can barely walk on, right? The first thing he asks me is, "How are you doing?" And then I say, "Oh, I'm doing okay." And then the second thing he asks me is, "Okay, so why aren't you in class?" Because I had essentially hobbled my way to school into this like room they let you go to if you're, I think honestly it was like meant to be the special needs room essentially, but because I was moving out of online school back to regular school, they kind of let me use it. And this dude just like completely didn't care that I could not walk on my foot for like a month. Yeah, no. That's part of why I didn't mention what the room was, but no, it was, I think it was, but essentially it was just like a room where you could go and work in quiet. Like it was basically a study room that had a teacher watching. What do you mean getting it yourself would be a pain with your heavy backpack? What? I'm confused how that factors in. I mean, they're supposed to do that, but I don't know how your heavy backpack factors in. I'm confused. Is there something different? I mean, I used to get paper ones ages and ages ago, but I think the most recent one I ever got when I was still in school was definitely digital. Oh, you gotta love that. You gotta love that. Does it mean I'm old, Ninja, or does it just mean that you're really, really young? Or it could mean that I'm BSing. I will forever stick by nobody has guessed my age yet. Well, no, sorry. Some people have guessed my age. No one has guessed it while I'm streaming. Oof, that's not fun. Yeah, okay, yeah, now I see why the backpack factors in. Incorrect, Canuck. You're the first person to guess that high, though. Zero infinity. Well, it is neither zero nor infinity, and I unfortunately cannot answer the in between because, well, infinity. Uh huh. Yeah, still not gonna work. Still not gonna work. I will forever find it funny. Not 27 either. But no, like I started the whole thing on the age because I used to tell people how old I was, and then I was like, does it actually matter? And so I just never told people my age again. So anytime somebody asks, I'm just like, does it matter? If you can guess if you want. And then a couple people wanted to guess. So now I just get a laugh when they try to guess. I will say, Knut, you were the first person to guess like that high consistently. Like some of the earliest guesses I got were like 12, 13. Uh, hmm. I don't remember your previous guesses if you did any of them. But if you're talking your current guesses, you are within a couple you're within a couple. What can I think? I guess a couple decades. I was trying to think of a better word for that. A couple tens. Yeah, I did the same thing with carrying my stuff with me. I actually, fun story, I had my locker when I was in junior high get broken into. And fun extra part of the story, right? Remember how I had this weird thing with my shoes not being allowed to be kept? Yeah, I had shoes stolen from my locker. Like me and running shoes just do not get allowed to stay together. I don't get it. Like I'm not even kidding. Somebody broke into my locker and stole my shoes. That is actively something that happened. I would not have been surprised if some of the kids at my school, my junior high, had probably done that, or the high school I was at temporarily. I know there were even teachers chatting about it, like flat out. They were like, yeah, we know you do it, but we literally can't do anything to you. So go ahead. That's essentially what it came down to, if I remember correctly. Full of empty energy drink cans. You brought energy drinks to school. I'm pretty sure when I was going, they like would not let us bring energy drinks to school. Like they were not allowed. I actually got in trouble for bringing one. They were very, very against it. I mean, not really. They want to avoid getting caught doing the dealing, right? Like, if you think about it, if another kid has to go to a locker, then it could just constantly change what locker it is, and the person dealing it doesn't have to get caught. That would explain how you got so many. I don't think this is actually a bad whatever. Ouch. Well, yeah, I could have, and I think I actually did. I think I did, but it was just this thing of like, why are they not allowed? Right? Like, they never gave me a reason. It was just, oh yeah, sorry. The handbook says no energy drinks. Oh, I mean, obviously they're likely to get caught, but it's less likely if they make it more elaborate. To be fair, they kind of are, except that's never the reason they gave me. That's what got a laugh out of me when they first told me it. I was like, wait, but why? And they were just like, the energy drinks. They didn't say that one either. I would have expected that one too. Hello, hello, sub. Welcome in. Long time no chat. Yes, Blender shenanigans. Actually, Blender pixel art shenanigans. You haven't actually been in to see me messing with this stuff, have you? I'm doing like some work on a game, doing pixel art in Blender because, well, Blender. I use Blender for everything. Yeah. Well, I've told you, haven't I, Wolftrap? Have you not been here when I explained it? Should I just do the tangent of what it is? You know what? Let's do the tangent. Let's go down the rabbit hole. So, for everybody who doesn't know, I am currently working on mob designs for a game that a friend of mine, Falanier, who I just did the command for, is working on. It is a turn-based RPG that you play through Twitch chat or YouTube chat, etc. So it's not actually my game, Wolf. I am working on it as a commission for Falanier. And this is a game that he's been working on for a year for the current iteration, I believe. But yeah, it's essentially, like I said, it's a turn-based RPG that you play through Twitch chat. So like, you pick a class, you fight enemies, you navigate around a map, etc. And I am currently designing the mobs for it to do a little bit of a redesign on the mob designs. Specifically, right now, I am working on the giant spider for one of the later dungeons. But I do have the dire wolf that I can show off. I also have the troll. But let's show the dire wolf. The dire wolf looks awesome. So, another fun thing is, I got a friend of mine, Soul, to help me out with concepts. So now I get to have crazy good references like this. And I get to cheat and just make a dire wolf that looks like this. Which looks so freaking awesome. Like, look at that. Look at that. How cool is that? How freaking cool is that? Like, actually, look at that. I even found a way to color it based off the coloring that my friend did. So if I go over here, I set it up so that it is colored based off an image that he drew. Specifically, it was this guy. So he did like a quick RGB mask that I can use, and then he also colored it like this, which is a super nice. And then I take this, and if I render it out real quick, oh, oh, do I need to turn this down, or did I change the render size? Okay, well I gotta fix something there. The camera's off, which is not good. I'm confused. Oh, it's the texturing messing with it. Okay, I'm gonna have to mess with it, but this is it rendered. A lot of freaking YouTube. Like, a lot of YouTube. Oh, this is weird. I gotta mess with the camera on this guy. Let's, do this real quick. Highly recommend it. It's actually gotten a lot of cool features and recent stuff. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing the pixel art. I've got the direwolf, I have the troll, which is the main one that I've got animated. I did a tree swing for him, which I need to finish. It's mostly a block out. And I also have the wasp, which is probably the most animated so far. Wasp, where are you? Here we go. This guy. This guy has an attack animation that I did, which is super nice. You should be able to... Let me go check. It should be on the site. I believe they do a, like, blog post where they chat about it. And you can get it there. Generally, like, if you go blog, they will have... Oh, yeah, there's the community pool. I need to look at that. I feel like I've heard of that program. But yeah, generally, I just go to the blog, and I see what the most recent one is, and then the link is here. I've never actually seen the community pool. So, what is this? What is this community poll? Alright, see you, Ninja. Oh boy, age group. Yeah, let's just click all of these because I have none of them. So what are they actually asking? Where do you live? Wow, that is a small set of options. Africa, Asia, Europe, North and Central America. Wow. Oh boy. Yeah. Technically, technically, interesting. Yep, definitely Antarctica. I'm in Antarctica, and I am 66 years old, and I am male. I'm not actually gonna fill this out on stream. I was just like looking at it because I was wondering what they ask. Uh, anyway, though, I do highly recommend checking out Blender though, Submarine or Marine. God, it's been forever since I saw like your actual old username. But no, I've had a lot of fun. Like I've got these animations I did. Don't think you've been here since I made this one. So this one I'm still pretty proud of. It definitely isn't perfect, but I think it looks pretty nice. I had a lot of fun putting it together. I need to make a new Be Right Back one though, because the Be Right Back one is very out of date. I don't know what you're talking about. That's nothing behind the counter. Nothing at all. But yeah, the Be Right Back one is very out of date. If I actually, here we go. Like the animation on this is ish. Some of them do actually. Yep, yep, we did a little bit. I also tried to start a Gamedev group like multiple times. It did not go anywhere. God, it is weird to think about the old groups. It is really, really weird to think about the old groups. Yeah, I got this. Okay. Anyway, let me hop back to my attempts at a giant spider. I think this is okay. Let's pixelate it real quick. Sky Splitter Studios was one of them. Actually, they do. Yep. I don't think we even ever, like, put that name out. That was just, like, the name we came up with. I'm pretty sure it was, like, a Realm of the Mad God reference somebody made or something. Let's see you pixelated. Okay, I gotta turn off the... Yep, that sounds about right. I know I had one other group that I tried to do that the name was a lot worse. There we go. So the eyes definitely need to be a different material, which I could have guessed. Let's make this easy on myself for testing and just make these a separate object. That's not bad. The colors are terrible. Like, absolutely terrible. I thought making it kind of purplish would be good, but no. That's a little better. Needs for red eyes and a suit? Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of them have arms. You can keep saying that different ones don't count, but I'm pretty sure some of them have arms. Plus, they're not even supposed to be gadget bots. Like they're not gadget bots. Okay. Let me also go post this. No, they're not. I've told you that. Okay, let me make a thing. Mr. Water News. Who is Mr. Water News? Mr. Waternoose. Oh, Monsters Inc. Wait, that's his name? What the bugger? Oh no, I mean, in red and black, you're not wrong. God, I forgot that his name was Mr. Waternoose. I thought he was just the spider guy. God, it has been forever since I watched this movie. It has been absolutely forever. Huh. Wonder if I should steal some reference on the legs from this. He doesn't really have spider legs. Those look more like crab stuff, I think. That's so weird, though. Henry J. Waternoose the Third. 2319! 2319! That's like the one thing I will remember from that movie. There's like the spider dude, there's the creepy reception lady, there's Sully, there's... God, I almost forgot Wazowski's name. There's Mike. Mike Wazowski! God, they made that such a thing. And then there's the magic doors that go between worlds. And something about scaring and laughing and... Yes, always watching. Oh god, I forgot about that. I gotta delete that group. That name was terrible. I think I actually still have it. That was so bad. So freaking bad. Okay. Um. So I've done an attempt at the spider. Yes, I was. And I'm basically done. Is there another model I can work on? Oh, the rabbit holes. I could take a stab at a gnoll. Okay, actual question. Does anybody here have a good description they could give me of a gnoll? Like, does anybody know a gnoll? I looked them up and, like, I kind of have an idea, but it's kind of the main mob, or one of the main mobs that I, like, look at this list of mobs and I'm just like, the fuck is that? Because I had never heard of it before Val told me about him. For context, let me hop over here. When I say gnoll, I mean gnoll. My understanding is it's kind of like a humanoid hyena, essentially. But I don't know if there's any real defining characteristics of it. Like, I did find some reference, to be fair. Let me hop back to the browser. I found a bit, which isn't bad reference. It just, since I don't fully get it still, it doesn't help me that much. Let me see if I can... Yeah, I don't think that's quite what a gnoll is. Yeah, like, this is what I got. Like, they're kind of humanoid hyenas. I just don't know, number one, a good one to go with, and number two, like, the main thing I can see is hyena face, and then trying to connect it to the body, which is kind of the main issue I'm running into with the kobold as well. Because it's, like, I've figured out mostly the face, but then I am stomped as heck on the body. Mainly the only reason I know the kobold face is because I have watched That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, and Gabiru looks like what I think a kobold is. For anybody who's seen that show. But, I don't know. I'm a little stumped. Maybe I take a stab at kobold again. Maybe I take another stab. I mean, he's a character. Let's look up Gabiru model sheet. Yep, Discord has a message size limit. It is kind of crazy, but it's true. Oh, of course, somebody's modeled Gabiru probably way better than I could ever do it. Like, that's the main thing that I keep getting stuck on, is that torso. Let's look this up. Gabiru concept art. There's really nothing for this guy, huh? There's no, like, model sheets, no concept art, no nothing. That's unfortunate. There's this. Okay. We got an episode 11 and 12 review. Oh boy. Hmm. Alright, let me hop over and let's just try. Because I want to try. This one is, like, really messing with me because I cannot figure it out. I am currently running a 3050. I kind of got a little screwed. I had my last GPU, which was used, die like right at the height of the big old GPU. Definitely not intentional shortage, which sucked. But yeah, just 3050, unfortunately. Like, it works. It's just nothing good. I mean, if you like him for that, fair point. He is a dipshit. Well, I've tried looking up character sheets, and I do sometimes look them up. I kind of flip-flop between concept art, character sheets, or model sheets. But the problem is, like, sometimes they bring stuff up, sometimes they don't. It just depends. Dang. Yeah. Unfortunately, as I have learned, as much as I would love to go AMD for my next GPU, Fun thing, right? Let's take a quick look at Blender's open data page. Because Blender has a open data page. So AMD wins a bunch in the CPU category, but you'll notice they're literally nowhere in the GPU category. Like, AMD gets stomped. I can just scroll and scroll, and AMD isn't going to be, like, nowhere on this list. It is unfortunate. Like, look at where the 6900 XT is, or the 6950 XT. It's not good. Unfortunately, NVIDIA has really good integration with Blender and what Blender uses. How did you find... Like, that does not show up for me. I put in character sheet. Why does it want me to search? Look, character sheets. Gabiru, that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Character sheet. I mean, it's still not super helpful, but it's sure as heck better than what the heck I get. Gabiru character sheet. Yeah, see, I get like this. This isn't Gabiru. Or I've got Gabil. Or this. I don't get it. Alright, well, I appreciate you popping by, Marine. It is always fun to have you stop by and see what you're up to. Oh, shush. I pay enough money for it up here. I sure as heck better be getting something good. God, the prices up here are still always terrible. Let me save this. Gabiru character sheet. I wish I could find, like, actual character sheets, because that's what I'm looking for most of the time. Or just, like, a model sheet that shows how it should look from different angles would be my, like, absolute preferred. But obviously that only goes so far. No. I am very good not looking that up, thank you. I enjoy not being haunted in my nightmares. God, this is like an actually good character sheet. Wonder if this is one from the show. Because, like, it's actually pretty good. It is on him after he's whatever, but transformed, but that's fine. So... I'll try to finish this attempt off, but I think I might have to do it a different modeling way if I want it to work the way I want. I don't have a good view of his legs, but it looks like they're mostly just normal humanoid legs. God, some of these models look really wacky while I'm working on them. No, not as far as I know, unfortunately, Knock. I wish. You're just missing all those Java functions already, aren't ya? I mean, good for you. You're figuring out a new tool. Especially a tool that you're less comfortable with. That's always good. Probably painful, as I can speak from experience on that, but always good to do. Okay. Yeah, I get that. I still stand by, like, everybody I've talked to when it comes to ADHD, you get like ear was chatting about the other night. You get like a little bit of a superpower. Slight problem is you also get a lot of annoyance. It's the good old like good with the bad thing, but it would be real nice to not have the bad. I assume. I don't actually. I don't know if I have ADHD. I don't think I do, but I don't know. They thought I had ADHD when I was younger. I'm pretty sure. I believe that was an occurrence, but I have absolutely no idea if I actually do. Okay. Pull this forward and pull this back. Yeah. Lists are your kryptonite. What do you mean? Okay. Yeah, I might have to model this, like, straight, because this is not coming out the way I want it to, doing it this way. Move this, like, attempt 3. Hide it, and let's do some subdivision surface. Let's add a mirror to this. Stick it before this, and Let's use this as a reference, because that'll make stuff a lot easier. Trying to know where to place stuff and everything. Okay. Pull this in. Okay, and move this over, pull that back, pull this forward. So what did I see on his front? It's a... I should have tried to make that by itself. Let's try and do that. Mirror. Clipping. Okay, wait, let me actually read what Canuck said. Try to pay attention. Some things I think about the previous thing list. Oh, I think I get you. I think I get you. Okay. Okay. Pull all this out. Pull this forward. Round that off. Pull this out. Pull this here. Pull this in. I don't know how to make this get that look. Like, it feels like it has, like, he has, like, a plate going here, but then it's lower down here. I mean, maybe that's just part of his eyelid, but it feels like a big thing with his head, where it's this, like, plate here, a solid plate with his horns almost, and then the rest of it. Thank you, Canuck. I would love to. You got any idea how to actually do that? Because I would love to learn it. Like, yes. Let me do this. Nothing's happening. I would love to have any idea how to make this work, but I have literally none. Unless you want me to, like, do that. Because I can do that, perfect. But fuck actually knowing how to sculpt. Like, the most I can do is break every mesh I use. Like, look at this. Well, yeah, I could probably use creases, but that's not really going to get the whole effect. Well, unfortunately for you, Canuck, I have no idea how to do much more with sculpting than that. So, you're out of luck. Like, the most I've ever done with sculpting is, like, mess with an already existing mesh when I wanted to once. All I know is it's supposedly the really easy way to move vertices, except you're, like, randomly moving them by different amounts, and I don't get it. I can do it. Like, if you want me to technically do it, yeah. I just can't make anything that looks good with it. I can just do this. Look at that. Perfect. No issues with that whatsoever. Yes, you can. Like, mainly what it does by default is you can, like, sculpt in, or you can sculpt out. A big thing a lot of people use is, like, the clay strips, for example. And then you can also do, I absolutely despise it. I do not like it. The main thing you'd be thinking in terms of adding stuff is dynamic topology, which is where I would be able to, like, completely just pull new topology out of nowhere. So I'd just be able to take this and go and pull it out. But as you can see, something already a little wacky is happening. Specifically, this is all still supposedly connected, but I think we can all agree this is not connected. Like, in any shape, way, or form. I'm not a fan. It's not terrible, but eh. It looks good if you look from, like, one angle. Like, if we just look here, it looks okay. But when you look at it from, like, anywhere else, no thank you. Especially not these giant, like, if I want to do some kind of giant-eared creature, maybe. But not for what I'm trying to do. You know what, fine. Let us attempt. I will attempt to do this with sculpting. This is not something I've done in a bit, because sculpting is freaking weird. But what the heck? You know what, let's turn on dynamic topology too while we're at it. Let me actually just, like, pull mesh out. Okay, fine, not supported with dynamic topology. Never mind. Multi-resolution. Let's turn on mirror. And then snake hook out some horns. Why does it always do this? This is a problem, is look at what this does when I try to actually, like, use a sculpt brush. Like, what is it doing? Like, I can keep dumping topology on it, but oof. Maybe? I honestly have no idea. I really don't. This is the problem, is anytime you start using, like, the brushes that supposedly you're supposed to use, like, everybody loves this weird snake hook brush, which just lets you, like, pull it out. It does that. Like, what is happening? I basically, if I ever need something like that, my preference is elastic deform, because it actually works. So we're talking that. I can then do this. Except apparently mirror doesn't work, which is great. Okay, let's make it again. Why did mirror not work? I probably started it too late. Mirror. Like a mirror. And as for why it wasn't working, I have literally no idea. Wish I did. No. Okay. Mirror. Pull. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. For once. God, the problem is... You know what? I should just start using sculpting as, like, a concepting thing. Because if nothing else, it is good for letting me literally just pull vertices into a place. And then just screw the topologies, because look at this. Like, yeah, the multi-res is making it look wacky, but, like, look at that. How do I use that? I have no idea. Like, I know sculpted topology is bad, but, like, bad to the point that it looks bad? I know I'm obviously doing something wrong, but I have literally no idea what. And no matter what I look into, I cannot find anything helpful on it. I've actually tried finding like some good sculpting, whatever, and it's not great. Most of it just is like, here are the basic tools of sculpting, which, I mean, great. Or it's other stuff where it's like a cube to a head, and they just use snake hook, which once again, great if snake hook worked. Why? Why must it look so weird? Okay, elastic deform. Dang it, I'm actually kind of understanding it. Even though it doesn't have any good topology, it actively hurts me. It at least works. Like, okay, and I retract every single statement I made in the last 2 minutes. Why is this happening? Why does this do this? Like, why is it pull? Ah, why? Look at this. How do I make this pull up? All it's doing is pulling through. I don't get it. Like, at this point, I just start doing stuff like this, where it's just easier to paint on top than it is to actually try to use the move tools. Except that doesn't work either. Well, bugger. And I have no idea. Because it's not going well for me using vertices. That's why. I tried that. I've tried skin, whatever. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of what I'm getting with any of it. It's not even just a sculpting thing this time, honestly. It is literally just I'm not managing a design that I like. Or more specifically, I'm not managing to emulate a design that I like. Which may be on me. I have had times in the past where I spend way too long trying to emulate a design. But I even tried just like doing some random ones, and I just, eesh, not a fan. Not a fan in the least. So I am not sure what to do. Like, it's not bad per se, but it's not good either. I don't know. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it. Because I'm a little bit stumped again. I was hoping that doing some of the other models would give me some better ideas for Kobold, but short of like what Canuck said, which to be fair is a very valid thing that I am kind of happy I tried, but oof, I just don't like. Sculpting just makes the weirdest stuff happen, and not in like the fun way when I'm like animating, in like what is happening with these vertices way. Anyway, though, let's see who's live, and let's go raid somebody real quick. Dang it, I hit the wrong screen. Well, it'll hit the BR back screen at some point. It will hit there at some point. Alright, so who is live right now? Yes and no. Like, I've been going for 2 hours, which is only a little shorter than I normally go. And it is like 2 a.m. and I started stupid late tonight. I'll probably be back tomorrow, though. I actually have a crazy idea tomorrow to do an early stream. So, I'm interested to see how that goes. I want to maybe check out some Steam Next Fest games tomorrow. Actual question while everybody's here. Would any of you be interested in that? Me checking out Next Fest games? Because I know I've had fun. Personally, I've had fun playing a bunch of them. Just kind of seeing what crazy stuff people come up with. But I don't know how interesting it is. I did have a lot of fun with it, though, because it is where I found Ghost Runner, which is literally one of my favorite games ever now. I don't know who to go raid. Hmm. Maybe we go say hi to Subjects. Yeah, you know what? Let's go say hi to this guy. I haven't had the chance to raid him in a little bit. Let's go see what's going on. Good to know. I also definitely I've been like holding in a story all night that I want to like tell tomorrow. Cause whew, painful story. Anyway, let's go say hello to Subject and see what kind of shenanigans are going on over there. So thank you everybody who stopped by, everybody who chat, everybody who lurked. I appreciate it. That is gonna be it for me tonight. It's the Rex logging out. Let's go see what shenanigans are going on. Yes. Off we go.